today I seen something about Prime. You know, Logan Paul and KSI's drink Prime. They're on track to sell their billionth bottle. And I'm like, dude, didn't these guys just start? Authentic Brands Group, okay? So the craziest thing, like, they buy bankrupt companies. Things like
AC. Is Ty Lopez a part of this?
No. But Ty Lopez did like a similar play with Radio Shack and all that.
Okay, dude, I've been itching to talk about what I have on the window cleaning topic. So I was listening to My First Million, and they were talking about Pink's window cleaning. Did you do any research on it? Did you look it up?
I didn't do too much research, but I did see that their brand was really cool, and I think they partnered with a company that does like franchising, basically.
Yeah, they're owned by like a franchise group. Right. But for context, if anybody hasn't seen this before, we spent 4.5 years building a window cleaning business. And I think this is so freaking dope because it makes me think back to when we were running the window cleaning business. I'm like, dude, we just did so much wrong. So
I'm so jealous of like how everything looks with Pink's.
Yeah. So this company, Pink's, I think they've only been around for a year, and they only do like $750K in revenue.
Year?
Yeah.
Really? So like they're that new?
They're that new. Yeah.
Okay.
They do like $750K, but the way they do it is they branded, like they roll around in these old like Ford trucks. Like that were like 60s, 70s Ford trucks. And they have like all the dudes are wearing like they all have mullets and mustaches, and they're like they have like these old like barbershop looking uniforms.
They kind of look like the milkman uniform.
Yeah, like milkman uniforms. And it's all pink. They have like socks that says Pink's on it. They have like these like old school hats that say Pink's.
Yeah. The vibes are immaculate.
Yeah, the branding, they just dude, they fucking nailed it. And they're like franchising immediately. But what I found really interesting is they have like a merch store on their website.
Okay.
And you can go on the merch store and you can buy like their hats, their socks, like their work shirts, every part of their uniform you can buy. And they've sold over 1,000 hats. So if you go look on their website, like there's some of the hats where it's completely sold out. I'm like, dude, we literally built orange window cleaning.
Okay.
Like we could have done the same exact thing. Like I wish we would have had a lot better. I wish we would have taken the branding a lot more serious when we were doing the window cleaning.
Well, dude, there was this one guy. He was like a specialty branding person in the home service space. And like, I remember hearing him on like the Tommy Mello podcast. I don't remember what his name was, but he did stuff like he did A1 garage door. I don't know if you remember like Giraffe's window cleaning. He did like a lot of like really nice brands in the home service space.
Yeah, I referred Giraffe's window cleaning to him. I don't remember his name, but I just remember hearing him. I was like,
yeah, because he's a guy in San Diego.
Yeah, and I've seen his stuff, and those raps are all super badass.
And I remember like looking into his stuff, and I think he had like a minimum like $5,000 brand package. And I remember wanting to do it so bad, but we didn't have the money for that shit.
Probably
like,
only had like $5,000 in the
account.
account.
Like, was that gonna make us more money like tomorrow? No. So like that was part of the reason like we're not natural brand people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
well, those guys, I'm pretty sure they had some capital to start. We started with $150, but like 100%. Looking back, like they're totally a play with orange window cleaning to brand it all cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I look at Pink's and then orange window cleaning next, like side by side, it's like we look like shit.
Yeah,
like
our branding stuff.
I mean, we still made $750K just like them, right?
Yeah. It only took us 4.5 years or 4 years, but
no, dude, it took us a while. But
I thought
Pink's
it was super
really cool. Yeah, do you know how many franchise locations they have?
Dude, they just started. I don't even think they have a single one because they're advertising their flagship, which they're doing $750K in revenue.
I've seen that.
And then
it was a cool profit.
35% or something. It was pretty high.
It was really high.
It was like 200 and something K.
Yeah.
And there's 2 owners. So I'm like, dude, it's pretty freaking solid for your first year.
Oh, that's really good. Do you know how they got partnered with? It was Resi Brands, right?
I don't know their story at all. I didn't do too much research into that. But they have like Garage Door. They have a painter franchise. There's a lot of people doing that are starting like a bunch of like, they're like, we're going to get into home service and we're going to like start, branding for garage doors, brand for epoxy flooring and like all this stuff.
Do you think Resi Brands started Pink's?
No, what happened was the owner of that company, Resi Brands, was driving around Austin and kept seeing their trucks.
Got it.
And so partnered with them. I think that's what happened, but don't quote me. But it got me thinking. I'm like, dude, it kind of makes me want to get back in the window cleaning space. I would love to give window cleaning another shot.
Dude, we already know if we did it, like $1 million off the rip.
Yeah.
Like we could.
Yeah, it'd be way better.
I really like that video we just did, like how we would start over again, because dude, there's so much stuff that we know today that would just crush it in window cleaning. We didn't know it back then.
Yeah, it got me thinking too, because I was looking at the Inc. 5000.
Okay.
And I saw, so remember we went to a window cleaning conference in Atlanta. We met this guy named Wesley, and Wesley ran a company called Wise Guys Pro Wash.
Yeah. I love his brand too, by the way.
Yeah. No, it's super slick. It's super slick. He's in Atlanta, and at the time he was doing what, like over like 1.2. I want to say, like maybe like
at the time when we,
like this is like 20. When was this? 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
2021. Maybe.
He was doing over $1 million. But he started in 2019, I think, and he was just like scaling his company super fast. And I looked on the Inc. 5000 and I saw Wise Guys Pro Wash on there, and that means they're doing at least over 3 million just doing pressure washing in Atlanta. Right. I thought that was super cool. And then
he's a young guy too.
He's young, dude. He's like 24, 25, something like that. So he's crushing it. And then there's also all this is just getting me motivated to like want to start another window cleaning business. Because there's a guy, Jack, who started the same time we did. We were in Orange County. He was in LA, and his company's Big Wave Window. And I saw him tweet something, because I still follow him on Twitter, and he's got like no followers on Twitter. And he's like, getting ready for season, pre-ordered all my Christmas lights for Christmas light installation. And I asked him, I was like, dude, how much are you going to do this year in lights? And he's like, we're projecting like 600K. I was like, dude, that's insane. Because we were pacing like the same like marks. Like me and like our orange window cleaning and big wave window were always growing at about the same. And it's just crazy to see he's going to do 600K in like 6 weeks.
All right. I know you're getting excited about window cleaning because it's like there's like a nostalgic feeling around it. But at the end of the day, we wanted a company that could do 10 million pretty quickly. And now we want a company that can like sell for 100 million. Do you think we could still do that in window cleaning?
If we franchised, but
I mean, we could.
It's just I don't actually want to get back in window cleaning. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Window cleaning is, well, I mean, I do think we've learned a lot though, as far as like managing and leading people go. Like if we started a window cleaning business, we would build it from the top down versus the bottom up, and it'd be just way better.
Yeah. Well, more resources, capital, more knowledge. Like, yeah, dude, we do
build a fat ass sales team. Like we know how to build sales teams now.
Yeah.
But that's for another time down the road. We got to give it another shot, dude. Because we never got it to 1 million. Like we never got orange window cleaning to 1 million.
Yeah, we were kicking around the idea earlier today, like starting a cleaning business, like remote cleaning business. I think we could take that to 1 million in the first year. Document it all on YouTube, and it'd be sick.
We would for sure do that. I want to do that like for January, for like Q1.
You want to start that in January?
I think we should. Dude, we both have so much free time.
A little soon.
I think it'd be good to document it.
We definitely need to do it.
But yeah, I was just getting real nostalgic about window cleaning. I was like, I kind of miss it. But then I think back to the days. I'm like, nah, not really. What did you have? You had some like.
Yeah. So okay, talking about partnerships, like Resi Brands partnering with Pinks. Today I seen something about Prime. You know, Logan Paul and KSI's drink Prime, and they're on track to sell their 1,000,000th bottle. And I'm like, dude, didn't these guys just start? So I started like looking into it, and they started last year. Last year did $250 million in revenue. This year,
wait, they started last year and they did 250?
Yes. This year they're on pace to do like 1.2 billion in revenue. And I'm just like, how? Like,
do you know
I
how
knew they had the
profitable
distribution, but like, how is that even possible? And so I started looking into it, and turns out they partnered with these two guys. I'm forgetting their names on the doc, but basically these two guys, 28, 29 years old, living in Kentucky. And what they did was they started like this liquid, like selling like just like drinks, but like they partnered.
Like a manufacturing plant?
I don't know about the plant, but like they have all the logistics around that. And it's basically a platform. I think that's the right term for it, right? Like where they partner with influencers. They have different drinks with different wrapping around it, but like
formulas that they've already made.
Everything on the inside is the same, right? In terms of like distribution, logistics, and all that. And so the first company they partner with is
it was Alani Nu, it was Prime, and it was 3D Energy.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So Alani Nu, 3 years in, is doing like $285 million in revenue. And then 3D, I'm not sure how much they're doing, but definitely like in the 7 to 8 figures. And now Prime. And I'm like 28, 29 years old. And they're doing this. And like this is their whole play. It's like partner with influencers.
Do you know how the deals are structured?
Like, so there's not a lot of transparency around that. But like for some, like are you familiar with like the whole idea of like when you form an LLC in the UK, everything has to be like public?
Yeah, company's house.
Right, company house. So like it's only the 2 guys on the company house. Like the influencers are not actually on the deal. So like I'm not sure how much the influencers are making from this. I mean, it's got to be a lot of money, but like these guys definitely have like the biggest stake in these companies. And it's a pretty crazy play that they're doing. So
dude, that's just like what have you seen that guy Hunter Hammonds on Twitter?
No. What's he doing?
He's doing the same thing, but this is like way lower scale. But like I'm seeing more and more people do this. Agaxa does it too with education course businesses. Hunter Hammonds, what he does is he started this year off. He's like, or like mid-year, he's like, I'm gonna start a company every single month, and they've started to date 5 or 6 companies, and he's consistently hit one every month. They're like
super new.
They're launching companies from scratch, and what he's doing is he's partnering with different influencers, but like business influencers. So like his first one was Sam Parr, then he got like Sahil Bloom, then he got Cody Sanchez.
What's the product?
He's got Ali Abdal. He's got like 2 other ones I forget. But all he's doing is starting productized service agency businesses. So like he started off with Viral Cuts. Like, have you gotten ads for Viral Cuts on like TikTok or something?
Maybe.
All it is it's like a super well branded short form content agency, and like you can just click to purchase right there on the website, and it's like this is our like base package at $5,000 a month. This is our middle package at $7,500. You know, the most popular, and then $10,000 for like, you know, all the bells and whistles.
Okay.
And he does that for every single one of these companies, but he partners with like Cody Sanchez or Sahil or whoever for the distribution. And he's launched 5 of these companies. He's already at over 5 million ARR in 6 months. And he's like, the cash flow is super good, to the point where each company has wait lists of companies to get on, to where like he's not having to hunt for clients. Like people are like waiting to work with them.
Right. Dude, you realize like when we're talking about like marketing, like ad spend and all that, like if you can get 20% ad spend on a company, like you're doing pretty good, right? Like if they're paying these influencers 20% or less, like that's amazing, because that's their whole freaking marketing ad spend right there, right?
Yeah.
No, the distribution is like built into it.
Yeah, and he's launching one every single month. And
what's crazy is like at first they were doing this with like real big celebrities, where like The Rock has Terramana and like all that, but like now they're starting to do with like influencers. Like, dude, if you go up to someone in the streets and you're like, oh, do you know Sam Parr or Cody Sanchez? Like, yeah, no, they don't know them. But like in the business space, there's a million people that know them, right? And that's enough to like have a company doing $10 million a year.
Oh, it's super smart, dude. It's super smart.
Interesting.
Yeah, Happy Dad too.
Oh yeah,
I really think Happy Dad's gonna be big.
Oh yeah, $1 billion company right there. So okay, talking about partnerships, there's just one company.
It's American Pacific Group or some shit. You gotta read the doc, bro. Yeah. You wrote it.
Okay, Authentic Brands Group. Okay, so the craziest thing, like I found out about this company, and like what they do is they buy bankrupt companies, or more like brands. So like things like DC.
Is Ty Lopez a part of this?
No, but Ty Lopez did like a similar play with Radio Shack and all that, right? But like so like DC, Roxy, Quicksilver. Remember all those brands?
Dude, no, I saw Airwalk on. You remember Airwalk?
I don't remember Airwalk.
The shoes, Airwalk. They're like, it's like a skater brand. I saw Vision streetwear on there. My brother was a pro skateboarder.
It's a lot of skater, surfer brands. Like that's kind of their niche right there.
He used to skate for Vision, and I haven't heard of them. The only reason I know them is because my brother skateboarded for them, and when I was looking through their site, all the brands they own, they had Vision on there.
Yeah. So super interesting play. Like this is what they do, because they're getting them when they're bankrupt, but like they're not necessarily buying like all their retail locations and like distribution or anything. They're buying mostly the IP, like intellectual property. And then what they'll do is like, for example, DC and Roxy, they had them basically pair up with a company that makes protective wear for like people like in construction or like different like industries, and they just slap the label on and then get the royalties from all the shoes and all the crap that they're selling with DC and Roxy on it.
Wait, like what?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. Well, like they're getting the royalties on like basically slapping the label, the brand on.
So they'll slap a
things.
label on like safety glasses
Right.
for construction,
Right.
and then I don't get it though. Who are they selling it to?
Well, they're selling it to like people in construction. That's just one example.
Mm-hmm.
They also like buy people's likeness. So like they bought David Beckham, they bought Shaquille O'Neal, they have Marilyn Monroe, they have Elvis Presley, and so like when they're putting their name on things, or they're making like a documentary on like David Beckham or Shaquille O'Neal, like they're getting all the royalties from that too. And they have a studio where they're like producing more content with all these people in it or associated with it. So this is what they do. This is their play. It's like they mostly like make money on royalties, and like their revenue. What was their revenue?
It's like 386 million.
Yeah, $489 million in revenue, valued over $2 billion, and this is their play.
Dude, that's freaking genius, bro.
Yeah.
How'd you find that?
To my sources. Sampar's The Hustle.
Oh,
The
it's like
Hustle
a
Daily
write-up?
Email. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, there's a lot of plays like that. I really want to own something like that eventually, like a holding company or something. O2E Brands is another example in doing it in home service. Going back to what we were talking about, they own Shack Shine, 1-800 Got Junk, Wow You Move. No, they sold Wow You Move Me, and they own like
Is it like 2-day painting, one day painting or something
yeah,
like
their
that?
whole thing, their whole shtick is they paint your house in one day.
Yeah.
If it's like an 8-bedroom house, they'll send 8 painters to each paint a room.
Yeah.
But I mean, what other examples do you think you could apply this to? Thought about that?
Dude, that's a good question.
Well, okay, Agaxa is another example. So Agaxa is super interesting because I think this is the most natural path we could take if we wanted to go down this route. Because what Agaxa does is they just partner with influencers or just like people who have a lot of authority on a topic. So for example, they have Sub2 and Pace Morby, and all he does is like creative financing with real estate. Partnered with him, and they built an education product. They build a sales team, they build the fulfillment, track all the data, do everything. I don't know what their structure is, but they own like 12 or 13 of these brands. They have like Sub2, they have credit stacking, they have the Sonora, the guitar core online education business.
Oh, they're partnered with them?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Spencer?
Right.
Yeah. And then they have like 11 others. So I thought that was cool. I think that's the most natural thing that we could do.
But that would be after Home Service Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because I think about it within Home Service Academy. If we wanted to turn this brand into like $100 million brand, and like it'd be one of those like holding companies that are more like, you have Home Service Academy, but then you have satellite things that are not really like the same in terms of like the fulfillment, but it's related in some way. Like owning a bunch of cleaning companies, and then we have the program, of course, that's like helping people start them. I mean, there's like services that you can add on top of it that all the cleaning companies need, right? Like what software, bookkeeping services, whatever it is, right? And then that conglomerate of companies is like worth $100 million, right?
Yeah.
So that'd be the play here, probably.
I'm thinking after. I already know that's the play. It's the only logical, the one that makes the most logical sense. But dude, going back to branding for the window cleaning and just branding in general, like I was looking at our funnel and I was looking at the landing page, and we can pop something up on the screen to see the before and after. But when I looked at window cleaning, I'm like, dude, like brand's actually so important, because look at what they're doing with the window cleaning. You have people purchasing their hats. And maybe it was a limiting belief for me, but I was like, like brand doesn't really that matter. It's just a local window cleaning business. But when you brand something that good and you market it that good and you have people buying your hats, like that's crazy. And it gets me thinking like, dude, our branding, and again, like the before and after will pop up. Like I wish we would have taken that a lot more seriously because it's just ancient. The whole funnel looks like it's made in 2003.
Are you talking about our funnel?
Yeah.
Reverse Academy? Oh, yeah.
It looks like we're scamming people, like straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, I think branding is like the difference between a company that's struggling to make like 7 figures and then a company that easily does 8 figures. Because branding is like what people associate your company with, right? And it's like if the funnel looks like, not everyone comes from that funnel, but like if they did, they might be walking into it kind of hesitant. Whereas like,
for sure, dude, you just see an ad of me.
A really nice funnel.
You just see an ad of me saying, "Hey, you make $10,000 next month," or I mean, we don't ever say that.
I mean, yeah, it could be the reason why some people like don't continue in the funnel because they're like, "Oh, this doesn't look legit," right? But little do they know we have hundreds of people making thousands of dollars because we have the best fulfillment in the industry.
Quick HSA plug.
Yeah, I mean the industry, like the branding is super important. First impressions and stuff. Yeah.
No, it just hit me like a truck today because I was like, dude, like, click on any 99 out of 100 ads in the info space, and like, it just looks so scammy. The ads are just claiming that we get rich overnight, and we're just associating ourselves with that.
Yeah.
By having just dog shit branding on the funnel.
It's getting a little dry, huh?
Yeah, low key.
Kirkland water plug. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but Austin, one of the worst cities I've ever visited.
I don't know why you got a bone to pick with Austin.
Okay, let me tell the story. We get to Austin, so we go out. We have a buddy of ours who's hosting this free marketing event, and our director of customer success, he was speaking there. He was giving a whole speech on how he builds back ends and how he, increases lifetime value for education companies. So we're gonna go see him, see the boys. Fly out to Austin Friday night. We land around like 10. Our director of customer success picks us up. He's like, I gotta take you to this fire spot, shawarma place. We stop, we eat there.
That place was
so good. I wish I could plug it. It's so good.
First time I ever had that.
And he's like, I got you guys. I'm drop you off at the hotel. I'm like, all right, cool. We're staying in downtown Austin, and we pull up. We get dropped off. We walk into the hotel, and we're like, hey, here to check in. Standard. Blah 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 blah. And the lady's sitting there typing, and I can see her starting to look more concerned. I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And like I can see she's getting like more like she's like hesitant to like want to talk to us. I'm like, this is taking a lot longer than usual. And finally she's like, hey guys, like I'm so sorry, but Expedia oversold all our rooms and we don't have any more rooms. We're like, well, that's unlucky. We'll just like book somewhere else. Can you like look somewhere else for us? And she's like, yeah, sure. It looks. No rooms at any of that chain's hotels within 45 minutes. Not a single room available. And then I'm like, no way. I'm like, okay, well, let's go walk. Let's go walk and check the other hotels.
Yeah, there's downtown Austin, there's a bunch
of freaking hotels right there. Like, someone's got to have a room, right? We're like, we're not tripping. We're going to get refunded on that. So walk across the street. And by this point, it's like 12 in the morning. We're flying from Vegas. So, there's a 2-hour time gap. So it's really late there, and all the doors are locked. We're just like knocking on the doors, like trying to get in these hotels, and they're like letting us in. We're like, hey, like, can we book a room? And they're like,
dude, I was pulling every trick out of the book. I was like, all my charisma was just leaving it all out there. They couldn't give me one room, bro.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we were throwing around like, we'll give us your most expensive room, like a name a price, like something.
Or give us your trashiest room that like maybe isn't even cleaned up, like. Give me somewhere to sleep, bro.
Yeah, they're like, we don't have a single room. We walk to the next hotel. Ridiculous. Same story. Same freaking story. No rooms. And we're like, I've never experienced this in my life.
Yeah.
To the point where we called the Motel 6, the nearest Motel 6. And they said they didn't have a single room available in any Motel 6s within 60 miles of where we were at. So there was like, within the vicinity of all of downtown Austin, we couldn't find a single hotel room. Now, I don't know if we were getting trolled. And if there's like some hidden policy we don't know about like, hey, you can't book hotel rooms past 12 o'clock or past a certain time. But it just was so hard for me to believe that there wasn't a single
buildings with hundreds and it's
like, you gotta have something.
Yeah, I mean, there was conventions going on. There was that big Kansas game going on, but like, I don't know, man. That did suck. So then we ended up having to sleep on couches. Luckily,
hold on. And And then we're like, okay, let's call the Uber. We call an Uber. He's like 4 minutes away. Gets to be 1 minute away. Cancels on us as he's a minute away. Yeah. Takes like another 10, 15 minutes to get another Uber. Then this young cat pulls up and he's got a subwoofer in the back. We hop in. He starts just blasting Lil Baby and like Gunna.
Dude, driving 100 miles an hour, swerving,
cutting in and out of traffic. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Dude, that night was a movie. Yeah. Not the best movie.
And then we luckily we had someone that lived there who was like, you can crash here. So I ended up sleeping there. Yeah. Went to the event, had Whataburger, which by the way, Whataburger is amazing. I always got to eat when I'm in Texas.
My first time. It was good. I like it.
And then we went to the event and then we went out to the bars and like, dude, to be honest, the bars were kind of mid. I did like that almost every bar in Austin has a beer pong table though.
That was really sick.
That was really fun.
We ran it up on beer pong.
We were clapping.
But yeah, I mean 6th Street, downtown Austin. I give it a solid 7.
Really?
A solid 7.
Nah, dude, that's passing. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. But you also have something against Texas in general, so I think that's like weighing in on your decision.
I just don't like having to drive 45 minutes to the nearest gas station because everything's so damn far apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just so far. I don't know. I got beef with Texas, but overall, dude, that was a fun trip. What did you learn?
What did I learn? I mean, dude, on the flight back, I like met a pharmacist guy, and this guy was just spitting wisdom. I felt like I was in an Andrew Huberman podcast, like live right there on the plane. He was just telling me so much, and one of the things he taught me about was like tryptophan. I know you wanted to talk about.
I want to talk about tryptophan.
So like, we were talking about like different like drugs and like how they affect your body and like different like supplements you could be taking. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, like if someone's addicted, someone has like an addictive personality, is that like a genetic thing or is that something chemically going on in your body? Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's a mix of both. And like we start talking about like nicotine. Like one of your reels, like TikToks just came out, like you talking about like, man, I have a crippling nicotine addiction. Yeah, like, and like, I'm like, dude, what's up with nicotine? Like, how do you get off that? And then he's like, well, they usually prescribe you this, but it's not that great. But there's this one thing called tryptophan. And then I told you about it, and like you do some research.
Yeah, I've been doing some research on it.
What's up with it?
I was telling my girlfriend about it too, and she started looking into it, and she's like, oh, you get drowsy. And
what's the scoop with it?
I don't know, dude. I looked up. Nobody talks about tryptophan curing like nicotine withdrawals.
Well, so what he educated me on was that when you take these drugs, it's gonna attach to like your neurotransmitters, and like there's like 4 or something. And like what tryptophan is doing is like it's plugging into those neurotransmitters so that you don't feel that heavy withdrawal like during the withdrawal period. Something
I'm gonna
like
give it
that.
a shot, dude. I'm gonna give it a shot, and we'll see.
I mean, look more into it.
But dude,
we don't want nothing bad happening to you.
Looping this back to business. If this works, dude, I think there's a play. This is a big fucking business if it actually works. Because I've yet to find anything, or it might be a placebo thing. I don't know.
Right.
But nicotine withdrawals are brutal. Like you've never dealt with them. But like for 3 days after you stop doing it, you want to just.
So in terms of it being a business opportunity, though, like there's not a lot of research or like evidence that nicotine is like really bad for you. So like, why would somebody want to get off nicotine? Like just bad habit type of thing?
I think if you're doing things like Zins, like there is a lot of research that says like nicotine is really, really good, prevents Alzheimer's, whatever. The guy who has the most published research on the brain has a nicotine lozenge in his mouth at all times.
Really? Compelling.
But I will say it does affect your sleep, because what happens is when you're sleeping and you sleep for 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours a night, well, your body's off nicotine. And so you wake up and you feel a little bit of like brain fog. You just feel a little off. Like my sleep off of nicotine versus on nicotine is always night and day so much better. This is the one complaint I do
Which
have.
is weird because like sleep is related to like having things like Alzheimer's. Like if you have bad sleep, that means like you have higher chance of getting Alzheimer's.
I noticeably feel more shitty in the morning on nicotine than without nicotine. I don't know if it's a correlation or what. I don't know if it's my diet or what, but
yeah.
It's
I mean, sometimes I feel shitty in the morning and I don't take nicotine. So
yeah, I don't know. But then
No, that's just
you
bad
pop a
sleep,
Zen
man.
in and it solves it. You know what I mean? Like you just take some more nicotine and you're fine. But
Yeah.
I think we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
How does tryptophan come? Like, is it like a pill?
It's
Is
like a
it,
pill. Like you can get a supplement bottle of it. Pop a pill.
It's a supplement. So like,
it's an
not,
amino acid.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you can't like overdose on amino acids or anything.
I don't know, dude. I look like a fucking pharmacist.
Let me hit him up. I got his contact
Okay.
info. So
All right, hit him up, dude. Text him.
Yeah, I got you.
I need a proper dosage. But also too, when we were in Austin, we were at the event. This was mind blowing to me because I never thought about this. Is totally going off topic now.
Yeah.
Separate topic. The guy that put on the event, his name's Jason Wojo, and he's a great marketer, phenomenal marketer, and he was putting on a bunch of sauce about increasing your AOV, your average order value in e-commerce businesses. And I always thought like I would see these big e-com brands and e-commerce companies, they'll have like, I'll see like LinkedIn job titles like sales, account executive. Like who the hell is staffing like sales reps for this like D2C product? You know what I mean?
Right.
But when he was putting out his sauce, he was saying like an easy way to increase your average order value is as soon as someone buys and they give you their information, their phone number, you have a call center or sales rep call them and upsell them more stuff. I was like, oh my God, dude, that's genius, because I guarantee you 99 out of 100 e-commerce brands, e-commerce companies are not doing that.
Dude, that was mind blowing to me. It's like he applied the sales tactics and like processes that we're using in like this space.
That's exactly what we do.
e-commerce.
Someone opts into Home Service Academy, you will be called within 10 minutes. Just warning you right now. Like you will be called within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll have someone calling you. And why are e-commerce companies not doing that? It just blew my mind. It sounds, maybe if you're watching this and you do that already, like you might be like, oh, these fucking idiots.
Yeah,
but like for me, it was mind blowing because I never thought about that.
I mean, dude, I feel like a lot of people that get into e-commerce are like, they're behind the computer type of thing, and like they don't want to deal with like having to hire a salesperson or like hire call center people and having that whole process set up, because it is gonna take you more work, but shoot, dude, it's gonna make you a couple more $1 million a year. Like, it's so worth it.
Anything you can do to decrease the unpredictability of your business. That makes sense.
And increase lifetime value.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the biggest thing that a lot of people don't even think about.
Yeah.
How do I get my customers to spend more money with me?
It's like, yeah, I might be asked to like staff someone and train them, but at the same time, like then you're less reliant on your marketing. You know, you start building up more customers, you're emailing them, you're calling them, selling them more stuff.
Yeah.
You're less reliant on paid. It also liquidates your ad costs a little bit.
Right. Even the email thing that he was talking about, I don't think a lot of people do. We don't even do that well. It's like email your list every single day. Just stay top of mind. If someone gets mad, screw it. They unsubscribe to your email list.
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah. But I think that's like a lot of people's roadblock. They're like, I don't want to bug people. That was my roadblock in the beginning. Like orange window cleaning days, I don't want to email people.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Even once a month felt like, oh my gosh, I'm emailing them too much. But like, oh, dude, you got to email them every day.
Yeah, or even people that abandon cart, you get notified. Call them immediately. Dude, we've gotten a couple sales off people who abandoned cart on the webinar, and we've closed them. And then we've upsold them. You know what I mean? So, also, too, it's something I yell at the cleaning students for, is they don't, like, follow up with their customers. They don't email their list. They don't have, like, texting sequences built in to rebook their customers. Like, this is all basic stuff that gets you like way more bang for your buck as far as your ad spend goes, and also increases LTV.
Yeah. That's one thing that stuck with me is like, if you can pay as little as possible for your customers and then have them worth as much as possible, that gap right there is like why somebody would want to buy your business for a lot of money. Because like I put $1 million in and I get 10 million out. No brainer. Do that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's just like I got an ad for Air AI. Have you seen Air AI?
Yeah. The AI based like sales software. Yeah.
And when he was talking about calling the people who were buying stuff from your store to upsell them more stuff, the AI was like it was using an example of like an Apple sales rep calling someone who abandoned the cart on the Vision Pros and then like totally sold him. It's like, apparently it's a real sales call. Totally sold him into buying Vision Pros when he was not going to buy. So I thought that was cool.
Dude, that'd be so clutch. I would love to put that in Home Service Academy.
I mean, still, I prefer our sales team because we have a banging sales team. But
well, yeah, of course,
once that gets to where it needs to be, It's gonna be so nasty.
It could be the difference between having like a 20-person sales team versus like a 10-person. With the AI. You know, it's more of a supplement thing. I feel like, at least for now, like AI is not gonna take over your whole business.
Yeah, I think eventually it will, but it's still super early.
Yeah,
not your whole business, but it can replace a lot. It's already super powerful. Like we just rolled out a chat bot that texts customers. I actually don't know if I want to talk about this.
Giving away too much sauce.
Yeah, we're giving away too much sauce. So we won't talk about that. But I got nothing else.
Yeah, I think that was probably the best one that we've done so far.
That one's the best one we've done. I think it's a good spot to end.
Yeah. All right. Peace.
Peace.